consecutive games in the round-robin section to earn a quarter-final place. In a moment, we'll see Laois and Westmeath. But first up, Joanne Cantwell reports on Carlow versus Antrim.
Battling times for both Carlow and Antrim, with the Leinster quarter-final, but also relegation at stake. Nerves were understandable. Cue a scrappy opening 10 minutes. But when Conor Carson hit a hopeful ball into the danger area, scrappy for Carlow meant opportunity for Antrim. And they pounced for an early goal, courtesy of their corner forward, Conor Johnston. That seemed to spark both sides into action, and Carlow strung together a few nice scores, with Martin Kavanagh, John Michael Nolan and Edward Byrne scoring 3 without reply. Then came what could have been a death knell for the home side. Kavanagh, their free taker, swung his hurley back and caught Oran McFadden in the face. A red card followed, as did an added edge and bite to this affair. It also seemed to inspire 14-man Carlow more than their opponents, who scored just 3 points the entire first half, all from placed balls, whereas the speedy Sean Murphy was particularly impressive for Carlow, helping them to an unlikely 2-point half-time lead. Antrim badly needed to stamp their authority on the second half, and Michael Bradley's early point should have settled them. It didn't. Carlow didn't allow it. Paul Cody, who had taken over the free-taking duties following Kavanagh's dismissal, was in fine form, and Nolan produced a couple more decent scores as Carlow began to pull away. Murphy continued to be a menace, and it was another of his strong runs that signalled the end for Antrim. Murphy selfless, and Cody benefited, along with the team. That goal had Carlow 8 in front. Kavanagh's early dismissal had sparked regular calls for further cards to be dished out. Johnston went for Antrim for an off-the-ball incident, before Ryan McCambridge and Edward Cody clashed. McCambridge looked out cold, and play was stopped for over 13 minutes while the Antrim cornerback received treatment before being taken to Kilkenny Hospital. He has a suspected broken rib, but most importantly, no neck injury. Cody was shown a red card for his part in it, before Antrim Simon McCrory went minutes later for another off-the-ball incident. Antrim briefly threatened to mount a comeback, but Murphy grabbed the final score of the game, his side's second goal for a 2-18 to 1-11 win for Carlow. Their place in Liam McCarthy secured, but they needed Westmeath to do them a favour if they were to progress to the Leinster quarter-final.
High stakes in Portlaoise, with Laois and Westmeath vying for a coveted quarter-final place. Laois had recorded 1 win and 1 loss, so victory was the target for Cheddar Plunkett's side. After 2 good wins over Carlow and Antrim, Westmeath were in pole position. Laois's Zane Keenan opened the scoring of an error-strewn first half in the 7th minute. This the first of a total of 10 for the Camross man. Westmeath, with the breeze, were trailing by 4 points to 2 after 16 minutes, but they then found their groove. Alan Devine with the red arse switched on. In fact, Westmeath outscored Laois 8 points to 2 in the second quarter. Cormac Boyle weighing in with a monster score to help Westmeath on their way to a 10 points to 6 lead at half-time. Westmeath hadn't beaten Laois in the Leinster Championship since 1968, and they looked to be on their way to ending a run of 9 consecutive defeats when Brendan Murtha smashed the ball to the net 30 seconds after the restart. Westmeath 7 points clear, and Laois in danger of heading out of the championship. It was then that Cheddar Plunkett's men began to show their character. Zane Keenan with one of 3 points in a row for Laois. And then Laois struck for a crucial goal. Willie Hyland's long ball was brilliantly gathered by Stephen Picky Marr. He fed Charlie Dwyer, who drove the ball to the net. It left Laois a point adrift, but the initiative had swung in their favour. Charlie Dwyer then brought his tally to 1-3. He showed great persistence to win the ball and fire over. Laois leading 117 to 115 after 34 minutes. Westmeath tried to pull it out of the fire, but their cause was dealt a double blow in the closing stages. First, Robbie Greville was given a straight red card for striking out. And he was soon followed by Shane Power, who walked after receiving a second yellow card. So Laois through to a Leinster quarter-final against Offaly on the 7th of June. Westmeath will face Wexford. Carlow survive in Leinster, but Antrim drop to the Christie Ring competition. Full-time, Laois 120, Westmeath 117.
I thought we played very well for long patches of the game, but you know, their goal was a crucial score when it came, and it turned the game in their favour. But overall, there's a lot of good things happening, and you know, we've got to learn from a few mistakes we made, and maybe we weren't clinical enough at times.
We just wanted to win this game. We got out by a point. We'd have been delighted. Westmeath are a very, very good team. They've got some players that would grace any team in Ireland, and look, we were just delighted to win it and get into the Leinster quarter-final. That was our goal before the game, and we're just happy to have achieved that.
If you lose 2 matches, you don't deserve to go to a Leinster quarter-final, so we have to go do our work. Today is the first day, as I said to the lads, that they stood up and performed when they had to, and that's the first time in 3 or 4 years I think they've done that. So we're happy from that. We're on a road, and it's up to them to decide where they want to go, what road we go to, you know.
There's no point in trying to dress it up. It's a massive setback for us, you know, with both of those, the league and that together. But sure, it is what it is. We have to get on and deal with it.
How do you deal with it?
We'll try and figure that. It's not a day for figuring out how to deal with it. Like, as I said to everyone there, it's not a day for making any decisions for anybody. It's, you know, we have 5 weeks, about 7 weeks, I think, to the Ulster Championship.
And there